Welcome to the Accidental Experts podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Hamilton. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and a child and family therapist. I have been in practice for over 15 years, and I'm also a mom of 4. So I know the challenges both professionally and personally. I'm so glad that you're here today to grow your parenting toolbox. Please come as you are and be ready to learn. My goal is to make you the accidental expert so that you can raise healthy humans. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're with us today. So we like to invite guests back that are awesome. And Eli Weinstein is joining us today, but he's going to be talking about a totally new topic. We're talking about ADHD and relationships. I don't know if you have ADHD or your partner has really ADHD or you both have ADHD or somebody you love has ADHD. This is the episode for you to understand how we can support them better. So just as a refresher on Eli, but he's awesome. He's got some humor. He is going to be bringing his experience, expertise, and no BS mentality to help empower people to realize they are loved and powerful, and the life that they hope for is possible with some help, compassion, and guidance. His approach is no BS, like talking to your best buddy, but a licensed professional, aiming to create an inviting, fun, digestible approach to discussing emotional challenges and mental health and wellness. With that, let's get to Eli.
I'm back.
Yes. Welcome. Okay, so this is like a topic near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad that we are covering this because ADHD weirdly just doesn't go away in adulthood. Have you heard this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
We're
everyone's like,
looking
you'll
the real
grow
life.
out of it. And it's like, no, it's my brain.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
for your lifetime. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
like
just is.
when they used to be like, okay, like now that you're 18, you don't like have ADHD anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
where does it go? I'm like,
Yeah.
my brain missed that memo.
Yeah. It's funny because I stopped taking my ADHD medication when I went and studied abroad for 2 years in college and did
Mhm.
great. So I was like, oh, I'm fine. And then I had kids and went, never mind, need those meds again. Because I was just like fractured and frazzled, all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. It's not, but like it's not. This is not a. I think that mentality is like a very medical lens of how do you look at ADHD. It's like it's not a
Right.
disease that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in remission from ADHD. Like I have Crohn's, I'm in remission, right? It's not active. That's a
Yes.
good thing, right?
Yeah.
ADHD is part of how your brain fires. It's
Yes.
just the way your brain fires. So if you want it to go away, go get a lobotomy or something. Like that's the only way it's going away is if you pull your brain out of your head.
Yeah,
So
it's not gonna
like
work. I mean,
not ideal. I wouldn't suggest that.
yeah, is bad news bears. Yeah,
Bad
let's
news.
not do that part. Yeah. Okay, so I think, sometimes a lot of times people are thinking about ADHD and the lens of school, work,
Mhm.
right? But it certainly rears its head, let's say. It shows up in relationships too. Can
Mhm.
you explain some of the common ways that ADHD can show up in romantic relationships too?
Sure. How many hours you got? I'll just say a few
Yes.
stories and kind
Yes.
of extrapolate ideas. I remember when I first met my wife. We were I don't know, I really wanted to date her and all these things, and I'm like, I gotta date this girl. I was talking to her at like a event or something, and midway of her talking, I thought she was done, and I was like, look, a squirrel, and I walked away mid conversation. And she was like, okay, can't date this guy. He's a butt because he literally walked away mid conversation. Little did she know, I thought she was done. Like I thought she was done
Mhm.
talking. There was just too long of a pause. I'm like, okay, you're
Yes.
finished. Goodbye. So that is a big thing that can happen. A lot of people is just the ability to pay attention and listen,
Yes.
which is funny because I'm a therapist. So like I'm really good at that. I don't know why I wouldn't be good, but it was a weird long time ago. Um,
But we
one
can also
thing,
be good at things in our professional lives. We wear
yeah,
a different hat, right? There's
yeah,
a different expectation of behavior in that. So you get a
yeah.
pass. Okay.
I'm a good listener in general, so I don't know. God gave me 2 big ears to listen, so, I'm pretty good at listening. But, when it comes to, like, the relationship stuff in general, I'll say the 2 big things that I see, myself and a lot of people that I work with, is under the umbrella of impulsivity.
Mhm.
So when it comes to impulsivity, I'm talking about, for a lot of people, emotional dysregulation.
Yes.
Right? So the ability to keep your cool or to not go from 0 to 60 because of a very small, minute trigger that for some people would not even get to them. And
Mhm.
for others, it makes them implode or explode, whether it's with anger, aggression, intensity, how they react or talk to their partner. Could be basically impulsivity and that emotional dysregulation, where someone asks, "Hey, can you take out the laundry?" "Oh, I don't want to. What are you talking about?" Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I just asked you to take the laundry out, and because you're in a different headspace, a different place, and that thing just pushes you over the edge.
Mhm.
Number two, which I think is, I don't know if it's a part of impulsivity, but I'm just going to throw it in there, is the idea of overstimulation, right?
Mhm.
And I know for me as a parent, I can get overstimulated pretty easily depending on the day.
Mhm.
Some days I can handle my kids screaming great. Other days, it's just 3 seconds and my body wants to rip its skin off and run around the room in overwhelmed state, right?
Mhm.
So if you're overstimulated, you're probably not going to be your best self to be able to handle another human being, their needs, their wants, and their abilities. The third thing I'll say is paying attention, right? To small things, big things, or even paying attention too much to small things like hyper focusing or obsessing over things where
Mhm.
you lose track of time, lose
Yeah.
track of tasks, lose track of chores, or even lose track of the person that you're with. And that can be very difficult for the other person because they might feel that they are not important or a priority. And that can get a little hairy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking something that also happens in like my relationship is about like starting a project and the task completion piece of
Mhm.
that, right? Like
Yeah.
the follow through part of
Mhm.
like good intentions, right?
Yeah.
And then I get distracted by a kid, especially, right? Like they need something, and then I forget
Mhm.
that I was like in the middle of doing something else, and then I like go back to that room, and I'm like, ah, oh my
Yep.
gosh, I did not finish that thing.
Yep.
Right? So it can be really frustrating to be in a partnership with somebody who does that, right? Who starts something and doesn't finish it and
Mhm.
doesn't have awareness that
Yeah.
they are like leaving a trail of destruction
Or even
behind
the opposite of like they're so overstimulated or understimulated, they don't take care of a task to begin with
them.
for a long time that bothers the other person, that their laundry is just sitting there for a year, right, in a laundry basket. Or, one partner gets hyper focused and starts cleaning the house because they feel this boost of energy, but the other person isn't or doesn't want to. And
Yeah.
now someone's upset. I do
Yes.
so much, I'm doing all this. And it's like, but your energy level, you came downstairs ready to go. I was like, I'm going to get there later,
Yeah.
and that
Yes. That
communication back
misalignment
and
of
forth.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think getting like the overstimulated part, I think sometimes we don't give enough credit to that, to like understand that that's what's, let's say, triggering somebody or causing a reaction in somebody. And
Yeah.
like, and maybe they don't communicate that part, right? They're not saying that.
Yeah.
And so they're like escaping to the bedroom, and you're like, what the heck? Now I'm
Where'd you
taking care
go?
of all these
Yeah.
kids and you're not here. And what
Yeah.
happened? And yeah, like they just needed to like have a break. But like when you hear that, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Like that
Yeah.
was a lot.
It happened to me like about a month and a half ago over Passover.
Mhm.
We were traveling with the kids, went to Arizona. I was speaking at something, and we went to do some fun thing with the kids. And we went to the Crayola experience,
Ooh, that sounds
which
amazing.
is, I thought it was like going to be like a Crayola factory, awesome, huge thing like the Pez factory, where it's like this
Mhm.
awesomeness. It was a room in a mall
Oh,
with like different crayon
yeah.
things. Like one thing scanned your face and drew your face with a marker. Very cool stuff. Very fun. We
Mhm.
happened to go on the worst day possible, where four buses
Oh,
worth of
goodness.
children
Mhm.
were there too, and I looked like I wanted to kill every child in that room, and I did not. I don't want to
Mhm.
kill children.
Yes,
You
that's
can quote me on that,
great.
but it was, my brain was like, this is going to hurt, and this is my worst nightmare. Being
Yeah.
trapped in a big room with the noise and the overstimulation when I'm trying to be present with my family,
Mhm.
this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
So I looked at my wife and I said, I'm just letting you know, this sucks for my brain. I'm going to have a hard time. And whatever face I'm making has nothing to do with you or the kids. I am so
Mm.
happy to be here with the kids, but this is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have said that, and I would have made like the death face or like rolling my eyes or just like breathing. And my wife would have been like, why is my husband so unhappy being with us?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and afterwards, I needed like a good hour or two to decompress in the car
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then to go into my hotel room and just like sit. My
Mhm.
wife didn't like that I used the word my worst nightmare because I'm spending time with the kids, but it wasn't the kids. It was if it was just the kids and you and not the 300 children, it
Yes.
would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But that took practice of being aware of that. That took a lot of work on communication between my wife and I.
Mhm.
And we're married for 10 years. And it's just like a lot of experiences of different things to just make sure that we check in and just go, hey, I need a break for 5 minutes because I'm about to explode.
Yeah.
Not because of you. My brain is bothering me.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
it's just, you're right. I love that you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great way to phrase it too, because it's like people. I mean, I can see if my husband said like, "I am like this is my worst nightmare." I'm gonna
Mhm.
feel like, okay, am I supposed to fix this? Like we're
What am
having
I
to
doing
fix this.
wrong?
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
is this about me? Did we do
Yeah.
something? Right. And so to
Mhm.
be able to say, like, this is my brain, right? And I'm able to have enough awareness to tell you, that would be so incredibly helpful as the receiver of that information to be
Yeah.
like, okay, we can keep going, right?
Yeah.
Or he's going to take a break if he needs to, right?
Yeah.
And come back to this. But
Yeah.
like, we can keep doing this activity for the kids
Yeah.
and he's going to manage himself. Like, I don't have to step in to
Yeah.
do the management.
And like, so I'm an Orthodox Jew and I keep Sabbath and I have a lot of guests over. My house is a very open home.
Mhm.
It's what we love. I got 2 kids, we have friends in the community. They come over with their kids. And I think it was 2 weekends ago, we had a friend staying with us with kids my kids' age, which was awesome.
Mhm.
And then we had 2 other families with 3 kids each. So it
Wow.
was
A lot of
three,
people. Mhm.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children. I don't know how many adults, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 adults. And
Mhm.
then other people decided to come by because they knew that we were having all these people over.
Yes.
And like I said to my wife, I'm like, I'm just letting you know this is going to overwhelm me. If I
Mhm.
need a break, I'll tell you. I'm going to give you a signal. I will come back. But like, this is a lot for me. And I'm so happy that our house is open. And I love that everyone's here. I'm not upset that I'm not
Mhm.
like, close the doors, like Frozen and
Yes.
Elsa. We're like, close
Yes.
the doors. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to need to step away
Yeah.
potentially.
Yes.
So it's just
It
about like, but also what I will say in regarding tactics and skills with a relationship,
Mhm.
and this is hard for people to hear. So just because you go over someone and say, hey, I need a break doesn't mean that's a good time.
Yes.
So it's okay for the other person to go, "Oh, I understand, but like bad timing, bro.
Yeah.
Or say, okay, if it doesn't work for you right now, when would I be able to have 5, 10 minutes? Because if it
Mhm.
can't work now because you need my help with something,
Yes.
I understand that, but I need 5, 10 minutes or later today, I'm going to be the worst version of myself. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to save that. I'm trying to let that person not exist right now
Mhm.
by
Mhm.
doing the work now. So when can that work for you?
Yeah.
Versus just assuming that you snap your fingers and you're on a break, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So that's also a practical kind of tool of communication that people can use.
Yeah. How did you realize that like taking a break was the thing that helped you to kind of reset?
Well, it depends on what it is. Like sometimes it's going to the gym.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's taking my dog for a walk. Sometimes it's sitting quietly with one of my kids reading a book. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's me reading a book. Sometimes I wish I had a sauna in my house. I would be going to the sauna, right? Just like sweating it out.
Mhm.
But to me, I think, and this might be not, I don't know how scientific this is. I'm not an expert in like the brain, but like
Sure.
if you're overstimulated, you need space and quiet to let things calm down. Your nervous system
Mm.
is firing on all ends,
Yeah.
on every aspect of your life. I don't know about you with my ADHD. I'm extremely perceptive and extremely sensitive.
Mhm.
I pick up on things that people don't notice. I pick up on body language, eye movement, voice change, what
Mhm.
someone's wearing. I notice necklaces, earrings, jewelry, shoes, clothes more than some women do.
Mhm.
Right? I see everything. So
Mhm.
I need to not be in that state of
Yes.
being on, my brain not being on. And to
Yes.
me, the opposite of that is isolation,
Mhm.
solitude, quiet,
Mhm. Mhm.
calm. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's me putting on my noise canceling headphones and listening to classical music. Or and you might understand this, music that lights my brain up differently.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain artists that I have that I know that when I listen to them, my brain is now calm because it's listening to the music and in the music, and my brain is not over in the overstimulation part
Mm-hmm.
of the neurons firing. It's in the ooh, a piece of candy, like hitting that part of my brain that goes, this is
Yeah.
comfort.
Yes.
So it's just about finding what that is. For some people, it's
Mm-hmm.
making tea. For some people, it's going outside. For some people, it's whatever it is, getting a hug,
Mm-hmm.
physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it depends on the day, but a lot of times it is just like removing myself a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
like just resetting, getting that quiet a little bit, maybe closing my eyes, not falling asleep in a dark room, whenever, just kind of like deprivation a little bit of senses, and then going back into reality.
Yeah. Yes, I love
Yeah.
that, because I do think that, I mean, I can find myself overstimulated, right? Like I love the kids running around and playing their games and
They're doing
screaming.
nothing wrong. They're
They're
loving
doing
life.
their thing. Yeah, they're being kids. They're being perfect, right? But it just may be too much for me at times. And so like sometimes I'll be like, mommy needs to go to timeout. Like I just need a break. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like sit in my room for a few minutes and then I'll come back out.
It happened to my daughter on that weekend. So my daughter also gets a little overstimulated, but for her, it's more of like being kind and sharing all her toys with other people and the
Mhm.
personalities of those people.
Yes.
And she usually has a meltdown once when that happens.
Hmm.
So I have a rule with her. I say, you have every right to feel how you feel, but if you get overwhelmed, you come to mommy or daddy and we'll take you upstairs to our bedroom where no one's allowed, and we can just sit and breathe and calm down, just quiet.
Hmm.
Usually she doesn't want to do it, so it takes her having a meltdown. And then when we take her upstairs, she thinks she's getting punished.
Hmm.
So I sat with her and I said, hey, her name is Ricky. I call her Rickster or Pickle, because Rickle Pickle, I don't know.
Hmm.
I call her Rickster. I go, Rickster. I said, hey, mommy and daddy are not upset at you. We're not punishing you. We just want you to have a good day. And
Yeah.
right now, your brain is literally freaking out. Let's just relax. Let's just cuddle with daddy. We'll read a book. We'll read 2 books if you want. All
Hmm.
I'm saying is 10 minutes and we'll go right back into having fun. I'm not taking you away of having fun. You did nothing wrong. And she, it takes a little time for her to realize that she did nothing wrong, because
Hmm.
she didn't. And as the parent, making sure she knows there's nothing wrong with her. She did nothing wrong for getting
Hmm.
overwhelmed by someone wanting her toys when she wanted it.
Yeah.
But then removing her from that area and going upstairs with her and sitting with her and reading with her for 10 minutes, calmed her down. And then she went right back to have fun. It was great the rest of the day.
Amazing. Yeah. I just need a parent to come and take me aside and do my calm down
I
things.
agree. I agree.
I mean, it would be nice for that. But I mean, as adults, we can also observe our behavior and
Yeah.
like think, okay, proactively. Like I know I like you forecasting that like this is going
And
to
I'm,
be.
and I'm not and I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It just might. So let's be
Yes.
prepared.
Yeah. I love having a plan, right? Because then I think people feel less offended or bothered by that. So if I say,
Mm-hmm.
when that happens, this is what I'd like to do,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, okay, hey, I need to implement the plan. That
Yeah.
seems very digestible,
Yep.
right? Yeah. Okay, so talk to me about relationships. I don't know anything about this piece because in my relationship, we both have ADHD, but
Mm-hmm.
there are people out there in relationships where one person has ADHD and the other doesn't. And I feel like that might cause imbalance. I mean, I think both having ADHD can cause imbalance too. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
What are some typical misunderstandings or patterns that couples can fall into as a result of that?
So I'm gonna like pull it down to like the simplicity of like any relationship,
Okay.
right? If you have 2 people who are different, which you should, because it's
Mhm.
okay to be different,
Yes.
you just don't understand their brain.
Hmm.
It's like having a PC and a Mac trying to communicate. They're 2 different processing systems,
Yes.
both computers. So the biggest thing I'll say is that if you know your partner has anxiety, depression, ADHD, whatever it is, educate yourself on what that means.
Hmm.
Ask them questions about it, what it means to them and how it impacts them. Talk to them. Be curious, not judgmental, about the whole process of why and what and where and who, and what you as the other person can provide, do, help, or not help, but just step away, step aside
Hmm.
for them to be their best selves. And it doesn't mean that you can't be frustrated by the fact that someone has ADHD.
Hmm.
It can be very frustrating, but
Sure.
they're not doing anything wrong. So it's about how to find that balance of kindness with not putting your needs or feelings aside,
Yes.
right? It's like, I have these feelings. It sucks. I know you have ADHD, honey, but like the way you dealt with that and did 7 chores halfway and left everything on the table
Mhm.
really bugged me.
Mhm.
I'm not annoyed at you. I'm annoyed that it wasn't getting done.
Yes.
Like, can we kind of reel it in a little bit next time? Or
Mhm.
like, hey, I haven't spoken to you in 7 hours. You've been in your office. Like, you alive?
Mhm.
Right? That might be something frustrating. It is frustrating. So it's really for the other person to learn to communicate in a healthy way that is
Mhm.
still expressing their needs and wants, learning what's going on in their partner's head, educating, asking questions, all those wonderful things, and then making game plans.
Yes.
Just making game plans. And like, it doesn't mean game plans can't change. It doesn't mean you can't do things on the fly and call an audible, but just understand and be curious, not judgmental and hateful. Because
Mhm.
you know what? No one can predict what someone's going to be like in the future.
Sure.
And I don't put this on anyone, but like, you can get a medical diagnosis that totally rocks the world of your family and life. I really hope your partner, who might have ADHD, while you were like annoyed at them for having ADHD and couldn't, does their best to be kind and caring and respectful and patient and all those positive things that we hope we all are in relationships for whatever comes your way.
Yeah.
You just know that this exists in this person's life, and it's annoying sometimes. So like, that's fine. The other thing I'll say is try to find out the positives. I'm not saying that ADHD is a superpower. I'm not saying that you should be like, yay, I'm the best in the world. You struggle, and that's okay. But for
Mhm.
me, my superpower of ADHD, my positive, is that I am extremely silly. I have a lot of random energy for the stupidest, most ridiculous things. That makes me a wonderful dad.
Yeah.
But I also struggle as a dad because I can be impulsive and get a little sassy and aggressive or get upset easily and then snap at my kids. That's something I have to work on. My wife doesn't have to like that.
Yeah.
But there's also positives that can come. So it's a dual-edged sword. There's positives and negatives to everything in life.
Yeah.
So, can you be kind to the negatives and be positive to the positive? You know, how about the positive and like embrace it? That
Yeah.
this is the bag, this is the bag that you get. Like, this is the package.
Mhm.
And you can't have one over the other. It just is.
Yeah. Well, and I think remembering also that like you fell in love with this person and they had whatever it was generally, like if we're talking about ADHD, right, or depression or anxiety, a lot of it is something they've had their whole lifetime, right?
Yep.
And so you still fell in love with that person in
Mhm.
that capacity. You just maybe didn't know the words for it or you didn't know how it was going to like impact your life, but you
Yeah.
still love them, right?
Yeah.
Thinking that people are doing the best that they can, right? Like we all want to do well in relationships. We all want to do well in life. And so getting curious, I love this idea of being curious about like what's getting in the way, right?
Yeah.
Of them being successful. Not that you're like your partner's therapist. And I think that kind of leads us into this other problem that can exist in some couples is that sometimes a one person in the relationship feels like they're the parent and the other person is the child. Have you seen
Yeah.
this in relationships?
All the time. But you know what? That's not an ADHD thing. I think that's just sometimes one person's history of adulting a little too early or adulting for so long. They're like the independent, lonely island type person.
Yes.
So they also feel that someone's not up to their standard or up to the par of what they have been doing as the adult for so many
Mhm.
years. And it can get very frustrating for that partner to be like, I just took care of 7 things in 5 minutes and you take forever to do one. What the hell
Yeah.
is wrong with you?
Yes.
And it's just a lack of patience and kindness to the person and where they're
Yeah.
at. And it doesn't mean that no one has to match you where you're at to be a good parent
Yes.
or to be a good
Or to
adult.
be your partner. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I recently have learned about this. I don't know this is like a real terminology, but somebody has coined this terminology of high functioning codependent, where basically they don't accept help from anybody. They do all the things and they're over functioning, right? And
Yeah.
then they basically sometimes cause the other person in the relationship to not participate to their capacity because that person is doing all the things. So like why would you?
Yeah. I in the parenting world, I call it the push out, where it's
Describe
like,
more. Yeah.
it's like, no, I know what I'm doing. You don't do it. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just sit on the side.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Like, I got this covered, right? Or like, you just messed this up, so I'll
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah.
Which then it's hard to show up. It's hard to keep going back to
It
that.
creates learned helplessness.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Because then it creates learned helplessness where it's like, oh, if I do it wrong, so-and-so will take over. If
Mhm.
I do it wrong, and you just keep, and then it's like, oh, so I'll just won't do it because so-and-so is going to do it anyways.
Yes, yes,
I guess I
exactly.
just won't do. My dad told me a joke not a joke, but like when I was first getting married, he's like, here's the thing you do the first week. When your wife asks you to clean dishes, break a few. She'll never ask you to do dishes again. And I'm like, and he was just joking around and being like an
Yes.
old school, and my dad helps, not as much as probably my mom hopes, and my mom does her thing. I'm sure my dad doesn't like, everyone has their thing. But he
Yes.
said, like, if you just do that,
They'll
then they'll
never ask
realize, oh,
again.
I can't rely on him, so I won't ask you again. That happens with people who are type
Mhm.
A. That happens with people who like things their way, a certain how, and everyone else can't live up to that expectation or ability. So everyone else sucks. I'm the only one who can do it.
Yes.
And then guess what happens on the other side is the burnout and the woe is me and no one can help me. And
Mhm.
I can't, I can't get any help. And I'm, I do everything. And it's the dramatic side of it, but that does
Mhm.
happen. So when it comes to relationships, everyone's got their quirks. Everyone's got their things. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, you dated this person. You chose to be with this person in a relationship. No one forced you,
Yes.
hopefully. And you know what you're getting yourself into. You spent months and years with this person.
Mhm.
You love them.
Yes.
What is stopping you from being patient with this struggle? Why is this issue, this problem bugging you so much?
Mhm.
And not the 17 other things they did yesterday, but this one thing just gets under your skin.
Mhm.
Okay, let's figure it out. Why does it get under your skin? What can we do to not have it under your skin? Or what can we do to make a good compromise that doesn't get under your skin as much and you don't
Mhm.
get as upset? Because
Yeah.
it's okay to get upset because you're another human, but it's not the end of the world. Everyone's okay.
Yeah.
So how do we
How do
figure
you
that
help
out?
people to like figure that piece out? Like, so let's say the
That's the
thing is
party of couples
like,
therapy.
yeah.
That's the party of it. That's what I love about it.
Yes. Yes. And so how do you, I mean, like, okay, let's say I'm just going to pick an issue because I think,
Go for it.
the task completion thing is like something that comes up when I hear parents talking about each other. I don't do couples therapy. I just do parent stuff and then I see kids. So, I think, like maybe we leave our dishes, right? Instead of putting them in the dishwasher, we just like halfway did that. We brought our dishes to the sink and then expected that the
Mhm.
dish fairy is going to somehow magically put those dishes away.
Yeah.
So they're frustrated with that. How
Mhm.
do you, what's the compromise there? Like, is
Yeah.
there a compromise? Because it's like, one person's like, just put it in the dishwasher. Like, why is that so hard? And the other person's like, I don't know what the other person's saying.
Yeah. So I'll say something not controversial, but it's like a little sassy. I hate the word compromise
Okay.
because
Tell
compromise
me.
means like someone's like losing.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm giving in. I'm
Hmm.
giving up a part of my standard so that we can both live in the same place, right?
Hmm.
So I'm not a big fan of compromise, even though I like the idea. I like the idea, but I think people have a bad headspace about it. Like I'm giving up
Sure.
something, giving in, I'm
Hmm.
losing
Hmm.
something. So I don't like that headspace. If that's not your headspace, please use the word, go for it.
Yeah.
But what I say, I'll give you an example that happens in my marriage. Okay. And again, all these stories I've either written in a book that I just finished yesterday,
Yay!
Friday. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
finished writing the book. Or I've asked my wife, or I've spoken on too many podcasts that she doesn't even listen to. So hooray me. Let's just tell the story. She won't even know. She likes the sink being cleared at night. She
Hmm.
wants to come down and see the sink empty.
Yes.
I will be honest. There has been stuff dishes in the sink for the last 2 days. Neither of us have done them because we've been busy, and that's okay. I'm probably gonna get it done later, but I go, I don't understand. We'll do them in the morning. She goes, I don't like it done in the morning. I want it done at night so that I can come down. It's a clean kitchen. I
Yeah.
go, okay. So I have a sassy thing I do with myself, with my wife, and with my clients. If it's your burden, it becomes your responsibility.
Mm.
Don't put your burden on someone else because it bothers you. If you like the shoes to be put in a certain place, or you like the water to be put in a certain place, or you like the dishes to be done a certain way, don't yell and scream and throw a tantrum at another adult who doesn't understand, see, or appreciate the burden that you are carrying of that headspace. Okay.
Mhm.
Can you share it? Explain it? Of course. Don't put it on another person. Now, let's say my wife comes to me and says, Ellie, I am so tired. I need to go upstairs and relax. It's been a long day. Can you please do the dishes? My answer is, of course. Of course. It's not, no, I only wait till the morning and you only do it at night. No. But if she sees it, instead of bothering me about it, if she has energy to do it, she won't because it's her burden.
Yeah.
But if she needs help, you ask. So I have another rule that I have. It's called full communication. This is, I'll give you an example. I do this with my couples all the time, and I laugh at how distinctive different genders think about this sentence. Honey, can you please take the garbage out? What does that mean to you, Bryce?
It means take the garbage out now.
Exactly. Right? Did you say that?
No.
Exactly. Right? But that's what most I've done this with hundreds of couples. Most women mean now. Most men do not hear now. They hear get it done when you can or when you have time. That's a very big difference in practicality and logistics of life. Now versus when you can could be the difference of now or 3 hours from now.
Yes.
But guess what happens? You get pissed off that the person didn't hear you. So
Yes.
I have a rule with myself. I try to practice what I preach. It usually doesn't work because I'm better at telling people what to do than doing it myself.
I think we all
for
are.
my couples and the clients, it's full communication. Hey, honey, babe, I would really love if you could take the garbage right now because I know that I'm going to clean something up and it's going to take a big mess and there's not enough room in the garbage. Can you do it for me right now? That'd be really beneficial. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Full communication. They know exactly what they're buying into, know exactly what you need from them, know exactly why you need it from them. And if they don't do it, they're being a butt. Now you can be upset. But someone saying, can you take the garbage out? And there's no clarification, no context, no modification to anything you just said. How are you allowed to be upset at someone for not reading your mind that you didn't say now? Just say the full communication. So same thing with ADHD, same thing with all these things that the chores. Say the full communication. And the first part is, if it's someone's burden, it's their responsibility. If they like something done a certain way, I worked with a couple where the wife liked the sheets and towels folded a certain way to fit in the closet perfectly. And the husband would fold it. It's not like he didn't fold the laundry. He folded the laundry when asked, and they partook in doing it together. It was never good enough. So I told her, I said, then it's your burden to do it. Don't scream and yell at him, make him do something that isn't up to his standard or he understands or gets or realizes. You like it done folded to the seams this way and the left that way and the right that way. What is this, origami? If you like it that way, then you do it that way. It's not like he didn't want to help. You weren't letting him help. You wanted him to help the way you did it. You are the one that is doing it. He is not you.
Yeah.
Your burden, your responsibility. The other thing is full communication. That's how we get through a lot of chores and a lot of logistical conversations to be able to just get things done well. And if we see that it's not working, like someone does 5 chores at once and only does them halfway,
Yes.
how about we realize and just give them 2 things to do?
Yeah.
And then when it's done, give them 2 more things. And then give them 2 more things. Instead of saying, hey, laundry list, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and by just paying attention, being aware and understanding, you realize that A, B, C, D, E, F, G keep getting halfway done. Just give them A and B. Or have the list and go, which 2 do you want to pick that you know you can do?
Yeah.
So give them the option versus making it feel like you're telling them what to do.
Yes.
And they're choosing it. It doesn't mean that you have to do the other 5. The other things will get done. You just have to sit back and let it happen the way that it's going to happen. And not sit there and hover and go, oh my gosh, it's taking forever. It needs to be done this way. Then you should just step in and do it. Don't make them feel bad for it. That's my sassy points. I'm a very sassy person.
No, I like it because I think it's true. I think we can't make somebody do things the way we want them done. I mean, that is a truth, right? Of like, if they see the same value in it or they want to do it that exact same way, that's a totally different story and it wouldn't be an issue. But if it is becoming an issue, right? Like, I think the full communication part is also so helpful. Like, breaking things down. I mean, all these strategies I love. Okay, so
it's like the kids getting dressed in the morning. Who cares if it doesn't match?
Yes.
You asked your husband or you asked your wife or your partner to go get the kid dressed for school.
Mm-hmm.
The kid is wearing clothes that the
Mm-hmm.
parent decided they are healthy adults with
Mm-hmm.
working brains who picked 2 pieces of clothes or 1 dress, whatever it is.
Yes.
And the kid comes down and you're like, are you serious? You picked those?
Mm-hmm.
You are signaling that that person is stupid and can't do simple tasks. Why would they say he has to do it again? Guess what you do? Nothing. The kid
Mm-hmm.
is fine. Let's say the kid picked it out. The kid's fine. Let
Yeah.
them go to school.
Yes.
Everything will be okay.
Yes.
You don't have to nitpick and fight over, well, I really wanted this one with that one because I saw it was going to be cold out.
Mm-hmm.
And say that, hey, can you put
Yes.
Max in that outfit that I think looks really nice on him because it's going to be, and we're going to church, we're going to synagogue, we're doing whatever we are, versus like, hey, can you get him dressed?
Yes.
Then he's thinking for himself. Good for him.
Yes. Yep.
He's capable.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that makes me think of this story when my daughter was little, and my husband I wasn't home yet, and so he fed the 2 kids that we had at the time, and I only had evidence of what was fed to them because the baby's tray was in the sink, right? So it hadn't been washed off, and it was pizza and popcorn. And I was like, my first thought was like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? You fed pizza and popcorn? I mean, like, pizza's fine, but it was like with popcorn. And then I was like, you know what? That kid was fed. Good.
Yeah.
Yay.
And also,
And
I
didn't
wasn't
do it.
there.
Yes, I wasn't there.
I have no context of what happened.
Yes. Yep. So true. I said nothing. So when my husband listens to this episode, he will be like, oh, pizza and popcorn. But I did take a picture of it because I thought it was so funny of like, as a mom, that would be like never the meal that I was served.
Yeah.
Although you never say never because, you know, there are days where you're just like, I just need food in your body. Like, I just need you to consume some calories because you're hangry.
Yeah.
So if it's pizza and popcorn,
we're surviving here. We're doing it.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to make it through. But I do think it's hard because like we sometimes have ideas about something about how exactly we want it. And then if the other person doesn't do it that way, then we feel like they're not doing their part, but that's not really it.
Yeah. In my my book, I have a whole chapter called The Holy Trinity. And it's not a religious thing at all. I just like the name. Hopefully the church doesn't yell at me and copyright me. But like cease and desist. But it's the interplay of our perceptions, our expectations and perceptions, and how they impact our reality.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes you come into that scenery, right? That scenario, you walk in and you see that whole thing. Your perception is, my husband just failed. Because I expected a vegetable, a protein, and a carb.
Yep.
And they did pizza and popcorn. They failed. What's the reality? I'm going to go yell at my husband. I'm going to get upset. I'm going to get frustrated, or I can't trust him to make dinner. I guess I have to make dinner next time before I leave to work and not come in so that it's all perfect and right. That's your expectation and perception fighting each other.
Yes.
Versus knowing the reality and how it impacts the reality. I have a whole chapter on that. I hope.
Well, and it causes more conflict in relationships, right? Like you married this person, you knew that they were who they are, and they're doing the best that they can. Like I think it's trusting the positivity within that. Like they're doing something good, right? Like they're not serving pizza and popcorn to really piss you off. It's that made sense at that time, right? And also you mentioned that
you
I
weren't there.
Context. I don't know, right? And even if I was, I mean, I might have thrown some cucumbers on the plate, right? But is it really worth fighting over? So many things are just not worth fighting over.
Yeah.
I think to myself a lot, I don't know where the saying came from, but is this my hill to die on? And almost always my answer is no.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Right. And I think, I think, you know, I guess as somebody, so my mom died from COVID about 4 years ago. And it sucks to be without a grandparent, especially. I mean, I still need my mom. And so, you know, that part does suck, but I feel sad for my kids to not have that awesome grandparent. But I was thinking about, you know, school, I had learned something. I don't remember what it was, but it stuck with me about like the last conversation. I think it was in my grief and loss class. And they were talking about like the last conversations you have with somebody. And not that I foretold my mom dying from COVID, but like there was a conversation we had at the end where I'd gotten kind of snappy with her and I had apologized. And I remember, I mean, I still feel really positively about how I resolved that conversation, but then I took that piece into my relationship with my husband. And we were married at that time too. But like thinking about like, if this were the last conversation we had, would that be something that I would be proud of? Right. And so like, if I feel like frustrated about something, and so then I'm always like motivated to go back and be like, hey, that was not my best show up. I didn't show up super well there. Or like, I don't like how I said that. Could I try again? Or whatever. And I think that part eliminates so many pieces because I'm willing to own my part and say like, I didn't, like, yes, they might've done something that frustrated me. Right. And I'm allowed to be frustrated. Like we talked about, but I can say like, I can do this better. Like I love you and I care about you and you matter to me. And so like, let me try again. And thankfully he's very kind and lets me try again. And it's reciprocal. I'm not just the person making all the mistakes, thankfully. Right. Yeah. Both of us get a shot at that, but, and also doing it well. So, okay. So how do you feel like when we're talking about ADHD, how can a non-ADHD partner offer support without becoming a micromanager? We talked a little bit about this, about like breaking down tasks. Is there anything else that you feel like really works well in that relationship?
Yeah, I'm working with a couple right now that I don't know if it's ADHD, but just more micromanaging in general of like, and I think the hard part is when that you think it's your job to do that. Yeah. So like my wife's a dietitian. Okay. I'm a therapist. I do not therapize her. She doesn't dietitian me. Right? Unless I ask for specific help. So I was I'm pre-diabetic. So she asked me I asked like, hey, I need your help with this. But she will not sit there and go, oh, what are you doing? Hey, why are you eating that? Ellie, don't forget. Right? Because that's just not how she is. Some people are. Yeah. So the thing I always tell them is it's not your job. Just because someone, and I get this pushback of, but they're complaining about this and they want help with that. And I can do it. But I can't stand that I give them suggestions and then they don't listen, but still complain about it. Okay. Guess what? They're human. They're not perfect. Neither are you. Calm the F down, relax yourself, and realize what someone was venting emotions to you. Your job is to be supportive and loving. If they need your help and they ask you for help, it's because they trust your perspective. It does now not make you the owner of the help. You're not the owner now of the help. Someone said, hey, I know that you work out. I really want to get stronger or leaner or whatever. And can you make me a workout plan? Sure. Here, Monday, Wednesday, whatever it is. And now the person has to go to the gym. It's not your job to be like, excuse me, you're not following the plan. You're not their personal trainer. You're their husband or wife. And you're just trying to be supportive. Yeah. Don't own the plan. Don't own anything. It's not yours. So that would be how I tell someone is stop micromanaging someone just because they asked you for help or you like it done a certain way. It's not your life. Yeah. They're adults. They can take care of themselves. And if something irks you, share it with them about how it makes you feel. When X, Y, and Z happens, I feel overwhelmed and like I want to jump out of my skin because I don't like that feeling. Right? Talk through with it. But like, don't just automatically jump to like control another person that's very capable of doing their own thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're an idea bank, right? So like if somebody's asking like, what would you do? Or what do you think I do? Or what are ideas? What could I do differently? Or what ideas do you have? It doesn't mean that they're going to then implement your plan. Right. And I think that is hard for people. Like when they give advice, then it's like, wait, but you didn't do what I just told you should do. Yeah. So that makes sense to let them sit with that because also like we want them to really implement it, right? If that's something they want to do, we want them to really buy in it and keep doing it. If that's the thing, if it's like, eating healthier, for instance, or working out or whatever, that could be a continual thing that they're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Like we want them to buy into it because it's like their thing and you're just there to support the process and love them the way that they are right now.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So let's end with, if a couple is just beginning to explore how ADHD is impacting their relationship, they're like, okay, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. ADHD is totally impacting my relationship. What is a powerful, small thing that they could do to help moving towards a healthier direction?
So number one is look into what the experts talk about, whether it's Hallowell, right, with his book ADHD 2.0 or Driven to Distraction, right? That's a
Yes.
great one. Or Barkley, right, Taking Charge of ADHD, and all those other really good books. I don't want to cause controversy on your show. Please don't read Gabor Mate's book on ADHD, on the distracted mind, I think it's called, or scattered mind. It's all about how like the only reason that anyone has ADHD is trauma, and like that's not correct.
And
And
they
I'll
made
go,
up research to prove that.
yeah, I'll go toe to toe with Gabor Mate if anyone wants to push back on that, because it's just not true. And he's not really a psychologist, so let's just relax about him for a second. He's a regular medical doctor. He's not a psychologist or psychiatrist. So read books, educate yourself with reliable, real facts and sources. Number two, talk to your person about what their life has been with ADHD. Learn from them, not just the experts, learn from them, and then combine the two. I've had multiple people in the last couple of years, men specifically in their late 30s, early 40s, getting late diagnosis of ADHD. And it is like lit like a light bulb in their brain. Oh, now that all makes sense of X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Okay, that makes me feel better about it. But now what am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
The third thing I say is, once you learn and figure it out, please be patient with the process of learning and adjusting and pivoting your life. Because it's not like you have to change your life that much, but you do have to change your life. You do have to adjust and pivot the way you handle things and how you structure your day and how you vacation and how you, all those things. So test, take notes, learn, adjust, pivot, be patient. And it's not a death sentence. It's just a different way of looking and thinking about the world.
Yes.
PC versus Mac. It's just a different type of computer. It's not a death sentence. So your life is not over.
Yes.
Your relationship's not over. Your marriage is not over. Your world's not over. It is just a bump that just needs to be learned how to navigate over. And you can do it. And if you can't, reach out. Let's figure it out. I'm not saying I can work with you, but like ask your questions. See what we can do.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, Ellie, this has been such a great conversation. Thank you for coming back and talking to us about ADHD and relationships, because
Thanks for having
this
me.
is a real thing that people are struggling with. I so appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
Ellie, thanks as always for being such a great guest. It's always fun to talk to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did, and that you're leaving with some tools and tips for managing ADHD within relationships. Could you do me a gigantic favor? Could you subscribe to our show? Click the right side of whatever platform you listen to, and there should be a place to subscribe to our show. And I would be so incredibly thankful if you listen to this episode and you're like, dude, this is so cool. Or, hey, wife, husband, you need to know this. Share it with a friend, family member. That would be an amazing compliment that you could give me, is to share our material with more people. With that, I will say thank you so much for your time today. Have a wonderful day.
Some words from our legal team.
The information presented in this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for appropriate professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content, including text, graphics, images, and information contained on or available through this podcast, is for general information purposes only. This podcast makes no representations and assumes no responsibility for the accuracy or information on or available through this podcast, and such information is subject to change without notice. You are encouraged to confirm any information obtained through this program with other sources and review all information regarding any condition or treatment with the appropriate professionals.
What we're saying is, yes, I am a real therapist, but I'm not your therapist.